and gentlemen, good day and welcome to the FINEX 2021 Induction Ceremonies and Inaugural Meeting. For your entertainment, let us welcome a group of classically trained singers who specialize in opera and classical music. Today, we have Anna, Lon, Carlo, and Raymond. Viva Voce!
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen of FINEX. Welcome to the 53rd founding anniversary of FINEX. We are gathered here today to celebrate that penitential annual ritual of passage called the FINEX Induction and Inaugural Meeting. Today is a notable day because we will be installing the first virtual president of FINEX. Uh, we will be installing the first virtual president of FINEX. And I hope, and it is the hope of all shared, that these men and women who will be serving FINEX and its related organizations this year will be presenting the membership with real results instead of virtual results. With that, let me open the ceremonies by calling on our president, Jeng Pascual III, for the call to order. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Edwin. Good afternoon, Phoenix members and guests, and happy Foundation Day. I would like to call today's joint inaugural meeting of the Phoenix Institute, Foundation, and Academy to order.
Temptation, but deliver us Bayang magiliw, pero sa silanganan, alam ng puso, sa dibdib buhay. Lupang hinirang, duyan ka ng magiting, sa manlulupig, di ka pasisingil, sa dagat at bundok, sa simoy at sa langit mong bagaw, may dilagang tula at awit sa paglayang minamahal, ang kislap ng watawat mo'y tagumpay na nagniningning, ang bituin at araw niya kailan pag may di magdidilim, lupa ng araw ng luwalhati pagsinta, buhay ay langit sa piling mo. Aming ligaya ng pag may mga api, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand by for our FINEX hymn. Thank you.
Upholding high integrity, standing for truth and probity, stewardship, our command, the touch of goodness is at hand. Trailblazing with all our might, the nation's dreams are now in sight. With transparency as our creed, we are trendsetters on the lead. We are Phoenix, giving hope to the world with the honor of love unfurled, transcending global challenges, enhancing breakthroughs and changes. We are Phoenix, reaching for excellence, keeping up with our confidence. In hearts and mind, all will see we are Phoenix, forever we will be. We are Phoenix, forever we will be.
Mike, are we on? Am I on?
Yes, Mr. Edwin, we can hear you.
Okay, good. Ladies and gentlemen, please raise your right hand as we recite the FINEX Pledge. I am an executive entrusted with stewardship of my organization's resources. In fulfilling my responsibility, I will act always with integrity and truth. I will be fair in all my dealings with my fellow men. I will observe the highest professional, moral, and ethical standards, and above all, I will be true to my faith, to my family, and to my country. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Mike, do we have the guests and past presidents who are present in this webinar?
Yes, Mr. Edwin, we can acknowledge all the past presidents, and we have Governor Jokno
Yes, I can
together
see
with us.
Governor Jokno on my screen. Welcome to the induction ceremonies, Governor. We are glad to have you with us. And likewise, to all of the past presidents around, welcome to this annual rite. This is the first time we're holding it by Zoom, but we hope, as I said, that all the accomplishments of the incoming boards and the board of trustees are going to be real and not virtual accomplishments. And for this, I wish them all the best of luck. Now, as we go on to this program, may I call on our outgoing FINEX president, and this has been a peaceful transfer of power. May I call on our president, Jose Jerome Jeng Pascual III, to deliver his address.
Thank you very much, Edwin. I'm trying to start my video right now. So, good afternoon, the Honorable BSP Governor Benjamin Jokno, Attorney Francis Lim, our 2021 FINEX President, the directors and trustees of the 2020 and 2021 boards of the Institute, Foundation, and Academy, FINEX past presidents, other distinguished guests from government and the private sector, friends from media, my dear fellow FINEX members, ladies and gentlemen. 2020 will be remembered as a year unlike any other. A major volcanic eruption, a global pandemic, and the consequent economic recession, a string of typhoons. While these events forced us to change our plans and reset priorities, it also brought out the best in FINEX members, whether in terms of solidarity, creativity, or determination. It is this world-class spirit that makes us proudly FINEX. The various innovative and breakthrough programs, activities, and initiatives undertaken by the dedicated and tireless men and women of all our FINEX committees gave life to our member value propositions of development, advocacy, and networking in the midst of the pandemic. To continue fostering the development of our members, we embraced new ways of working and immediately shifted to virtual engagements, where new cliches emerged, such as, "You are on mute," or "Can you see my screen?" We conducted up to 4 webinars per month outside of our monthly GMMs and FINEX Week program, compared to the 2 to 3 per month we would have organized in the old normal. While we very much missed the face-to-face interactions, we quickly realized that attending webinars from the comfort of our homes, our sofa, or bed improved attendance by eliminating travel time. Average attendance in our webinars increased to an average of approximately 200 participants from around half in the previous years. This also meant that we now had the opportunity to invite speakers from anywhere in the world. We engaged with over 100 speakers and panelists across a wide spectrum of disciplines throughout our various webinars, summits, and GMMs. This gave us the confidence to stage the highly successful FINEX annual conference, where, for the first time in FINEX history, we held 10 stimulating and insightful virtual sessions about the future of finance over the course of a week. From an advocacy perspective, we were conscious of the developments around us that had significant business and economic impact. We participated in the issuance of 15 statements and position papers since the start of the year. 10 were joint statements, of which 3 were FINEX-led, and we issued 5 standalone statements. Most notable of these issuances were the standalone statement on the Emergency Amelioration Program, which aligned with the eventual funding mechanism for Bayanihan 1, our recommendation to extend tax payment deadlines, which was favorably acted upon by the DOF, and our strong support for the EDSA busway program, which has since streamlined public transportation along the busiest thoroughfare of the metropolis. Also highly important was the FINEX and MAP-led joint statement in support of the CREATE bill, which we continue to push. Our advocacies and contributions have also been acknowledged by our key stakeholders. In particular, the SEC recognized the FINEX Institute as its pioneer SEC campaign network partner, and the FINEX Academy as capital market development champion during the culmination of its 84th anniversary and Investor Protection Week. In terms of networking and member engagement, we adapted our GMMs to leverage on the new virtual format, and we ensured that the themes, topics, and invited guest speakers remained relevant to ongoing issues and current events. But it was not all work. FINEX members know how to have fun too. Through our Network and Chill Fellowship nights, the fireside chat with the CFO of the Year, and our first ever virtual year end party, we were able to provide members with networking opportunities and entertainment and food sometimes in a more informal and relaxed atmosphere. We inducted 22 new members, admittedly lower than previous years due to the constraints in recruitment during the pandemic. And sadly, our total membership decreased to 632 as an offshoot of resignations due to economic difficulties and terminations for non-payment of assessed fees. But we quickly reinforced the Balik FINEX program to encourage former members to return, and I'm happy to note that President Francis has plans to rebuild our membership base this year. Despite the low recruitment performance and canceling plans to assess additional fees, I am pleased to share that we were still able to prudently manage our finances and ended 2020 with a modest profit and an increase in our cash position, leaving total cash and investments at approximately 23 million pesos. One of the most significant accomplishments of our organization last year was the completion of the FINEX 2.0 study that led to the harmonization of the articles and bylaws of the Institute, Foundation, and Academy. This will serve as a springboard for establishing the multi-year strategy and aspired future of our beloved organization. A key enabler for this aspired future is the introduction of the new category of associate members, young, high-caliber finance professionals whose involvement in FINEX is expected to accelerate their professional development and career growth while providing FINEX fresh perspectives and much-needed energetic support. There are a number of people I wish to honor and celebrate at this point. Firstly, I am proud that after 12 years, we awarded our second female ING FINEX CFO of the Year. Congratulations once again to Mylene Casiban, our 2020 game-changing CFO. But it is also worth highlighting that the process of selecting and presenting our CFO awardee was also game-changing. From the digital marketing of the search, to the virtual screening and judging of candidates, to the never-done-before blended virtual and face-to-face award ceremony, which was IATF compliant, by the way. The award ceremony itself was truly an event in a class of its own. A number of our dear colleagues joined our creator last year. Among them, Grace Chonko, our former EVP and ever-present vibrant FINEX member, and Jimmy Ladao, stalwart life member and co-founder of FINEX. Let me pause for a brief moment of silence in honor of our dearly departed FINEX members. I received messages from a number of you congratulating me for having survived 2020. I appreciate the kind words of affirmation, but would have to say that all the credit goes to the committee chairs, vice chairs, co-chairs, and committee members who found ways to surmount the challenges with great drive, ingenuity, and class. World class. And I thank my fellow directors on the 2020 Institute Board for their collective and collegial wisdom in helping me steer our organization through all these challenges. Mike Gorin, our Executive Vice President, Tony Boy Onchaco, VP Internal Affairs, Peter Wallace, VP External Affairs, Zondi Garcia, VP Capital Markets Development, Bing Matoto, VP Corporate Governance, Omar Cruz, VP Professional Development, Ador Abrojena, Treasurer, Attorney Unimata Perez, Corporate Secretary, Larry Concepcion, Domingo Ayan Guevara, Benny Soliven, past President Ebot Tan, and Tiffy Zulueta. My friends, I am humbled and deeply honored to have served FINEX with you. I also extend my sincere thanks to past Presidents Ebot Tan and Marivic Españo, and their respective boards at the Foundation and Academy for their steadfast cooperation and partnership in maintaining alignment across our organizations. And I wish to express my most profound appreciation to Mike Pinluan and the Secretariat. They are the engine of FINEX that powers all our programs, activities, and events. And I think very few people know, for instance, that the entire production of the 2020 FINEX Annual Conference was done in-house. No external consultant, no events organizer. Great job, team. Ang galing nyo. Doing more with less, better and faster. With these words, I started my inaugural speech as 2020 president. This is my definition of world class, and on this definition, I framed our 2020 theme. Did we achieve world class as FINEX? Considering the challenges and limitations imposed on us last year and the better than anticipated outcomes we delivered, yes, I believe we did. And don't just take my word for it, ask EFA. FINEX is the premier finance organization in the Philippines. There is no question about that. And I'm most confident that President Francis will take FINEX to even greater heights. He brings with him the broad leadership experience and professional network that will enable our beloved organization to transcend the new frontier and lead beyond recovery. I will end my message by talking about the Kardashev scale. In 1964, Nikolai Kardashev, a Russian astrophysicist, developed a method of determining the level of technological advancement of any civilization by measuring the amount of energy they're able to use. There are three categories: a planetary civilization, which is able to use and store all the energy available on its planet. In other words, world class. A stellar civilization is able to use and control the energy of the entire solar system. And the galactic civilization is able to control energy at the scale of the galaxy. If FINEX was able to harness its resources and talent to deliver a world-class outcome in 2020, with President Francis at the helm and all of your continuing support and collaboration, I am certain we will be able to set our sights higher, expand our horizons, and aim for the stars. After all, one of the reasons we joined FINEX is to reach for the best in ourselves and in each other. Thank you all very much for the support and effort last year. Mabuhay ang FINEX.
Thank you, President Jeng, outgoing President Jeng. That was a great speech. And that was a great valedictory. I please add my name to those who have congratulated you for a job well done in arguably one of the worst operating environments ever. Thank you for your service, Jen. And now we come to the part of the program where we appreciate formally the awards by giving an award to the outgoing president. We call on the incoming president, Attorney Francis Lim, to do the honors of giving this appreciation award to the outgoing FINEX president. Francis?
Thank you very much, Edwin. It's my honor to give this appreciation of award. And for the record, I would like for our audience. Okay. This plaque of recognition is given to Sir Jerome R. Pascual III for his exemplary leadership as president of FINEX in 2020 and for his unselfish contribution to the initiatives of the Institute on professional development, advocacy work, and membership engagement. Given this 50th day of January 2021 in Makati City, Philippines. Signed, Francis Lim, 2021 President. Congratulations and thank you, Jeng.
Thank you very much, Francis, and everyone.
Very well deserved, Jeng. Very well deserved. For the next part of our program, we call on you, Jeng, to give the appreciation award to the outgoing FINEX Foundation chairman. Jeng?
Yes, it will be my honor, Edwin. So I'd like to present this plaque of recognition to Attorney Eusebio V. Tan, Chairman for the year 2020 of the Phoenix Research and Development Foundation Incorporated, for his excellent leadership and valuable contributions as chairman of said institute for the year 2020. Given this 15th day of January 2021 in Makati City, signed by yours truly, Jose Jerome R. Pascual III, 2021 Chairman. Congratulations for a job well done, Ebot, and thank you for keeping the fires of the foundation burning.
Thank you very much, Chen.
Congratulations, Ebot. Hopefully soon, we will protect the environment by going fishing. Thank you. And now, we come to the appreciation award to the outgoing FINEX Academy chairman. Attorney Ebot, please do the honors.
Mike, I don't have the language with me. Do you mind sharing it on the screen?
Okay, hold it for a while.
Okay. This plaque of recognition is awarded to Maria Victoria C. Españo, Chairman, 2020, for her excellent leadership and valuable contribution as chairperson of the FINEX Academy, Inc. for the year 2020. Given this 15th day of January 2021 in Makati City, Eusebio Vitan, 2020 Foundation President. Thank you very much, Marivic. More power to you.
Thank you, Ebot.
Thank you, Marivic, for your service. More.
Thank you, Edwin.
Let's have more. And now, we come to that part where the guest speaker, a man whom I admire, who has married successfully fiscal and monetary policies. Ebot, will you do the honors of introducing our guest of honor? Ebot?
Sorry, I just
Please do the
muted
introduction.
myself. Yes.
Oh,
Thank you very much,
all right.
Edwin.
Yes.
Okay. Fellow FINEX members, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I'm very pleased to introduce our inducting officer and keynote speaker at today's 53rd inaugural meeting and induction ceremonies, Dr. Benjamin E. Diokno, the current governor of the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. Prior to his appointment as BSP governor, Governor Ben served as budget secretary from 2016 to 2019. On his third tour of duty at the Department of Budget and Management, Governor Ben pursued an expansionary fiscal policy to finance investments in human capital development and public infrastructure. As BSP governor, he's not only pursuing the BSP mandates of price stability, financial stability, and an efficient payments and settlement system, he also endeavors to bring central banking closer to the people. One of his primary thrusts is to champion digital payments. He aims to shift 50% of retail payment transactions to digital ones by the end of his term. Governor Ben's policy expertise and research contribution extend to various areas of public economics, such as the structure and scope of government, tax policies and reforms, public expenditure, management analysis, fiscal decentralization, national budget, and public debt, among other areas. He has extensive experience in implementing reforms in the public sector, having also served as Budget Undersecretary from 1986 to 1991 and as Budget Secretary from 1998 to 2001. Governor Ben is a professor emeritus at the University of the Philippines, Diliman. For over 40 years, he has taught the following courses: public sector economics, microeconomics, macroeconomics, development economics, and special topics such as public enterprise investment and pricing policies, public sector reforms, local government finance, etc. He was also chairman of the Board of Trustees of the Pamantasan ng Lungsod ng Maynila, or the City University of Manila. Governor Ben served as fiscal advisor to the Philippine Senate. He also served as chairman and CEO of the Philippine National Oil Company and chairman of the Local Water Utilities Administration. Some of the major policy reform contributions of Governor Ben include the following: providing technical assistance relating to the 1986 tax reform program in order to simplify income tax systems and introduce the value-added tax, helping design the 1991 Local Government Code of the Philippines, initiating the What You See is What You Get policy to streamline the release of government funds, and sponsoring the internationally lauded Government Procurement Reform Act to modernize, regulate, and standardize government procurement activities in the Philippines. Governor Ben served as an advisor and consultant to various multilateral agencies like the World Bank, Asian Development Bank, European Commission, and the USAID in connection with their work in the Philippines, China, and in transitioning economies like Vietnam, Cambodia, and Mongolia. He has participated in numerous international conferences hosted by the IMF, ADB, the World Bank, APEC, and the UN, among other international organizations. Beyond this, he has authored numerous articles and discussion papers regarding his research interests that have been published in academic journals and policy reports. Governor Ben graduated with a bachelor's degree in public administration from the University of the Philippines and earned his master's degree in public administration and economics from the same university. He also holds a Master of Arts degree in political economy from the Johns Hopkins University in Baltimore, Maryland, USA, and a PhD in economics, excuse me, from the Maxwell School of Citizenship and Public Affairs of the Syracuse University in Syracuse, New York, USA. Ladies and gentlemen, please warmly welcome a very learned, skilled, and experienced economist and public administrator, a FINEX honorary member, and a very dear friend, BSP Governor Benjamin E. Diokno.
Thank you, Abbott, for that very comprehensive introduction. FINEX, Tony Francisco Ed Lim, members and officers of FINEX, colleagues in the financial services industry and the government, esteemed guests, ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant good afternoon to all. I wish to thank FINEX, our reliable partner in financial deepening and capital market development, for inviting me to be a part of your 53rd anniversary celebration. Before I share with you the BSP's initiatives towards economic and financial recovery in the new economy, allow me to wish you all a healthy and prosperous new year, as well as to congratulate both the outgoing and incoming officers of FINEX for leading the organization in these trying times. We now find ourselves in what I call the crossing the threshold moment. In the world of myths and movies, crossing the threshold occurs when the hero leaves his or her ordinary world and enters a new, dangerous world. Your theme, Transcending New Frontier, Leading Beyond Recovery, speaks volumes of this crossing the threshold stage in the hero's journey arc. In the real world, we acknowledge that the COVID-19 pandemic continues to pose threats to economies and financial systems around the world, including the Philippines. The Philippine economy contracted by an average of 10% in the first 3 quarters of 2020, following 21 years of uninterrupted growth. However, said economic contraction was not reflective of the country's strong fundamentals or prospects moving forward. The BSP expects the recovery process to commence sooner as more industries reopen following the gradual easing of restrictions throughout the country, combined with the stimulus measures rolled out by the government. On growth, we expect real gross domestic product to swing from a range of -7% to -9% for the full year last year to a range of +6.5% to 7.5% this year, and an even faster growth in 2022. We anticipate interest rates to remain low, inflation to be manageable, the peso to be stable, and external accounts to be robust, with record high gross international reserves. We expect inflation to remain manageable and within the 2 to 4% target range this year and in 2022. The strength of the Philippine peso remains market-driven and supported by sound macroeconomic fundamentals. The peso averaged 48 and 2 centavos per US dollar as of 4 January 2021, and it is considered as one of the strongest currencies in the region. This is attributable to the country's low inflation, a strong and resilient banking system, low debt to GDP ratio, and a hefty gross international reserve. Overseas Filipino remittances are expected to rebound from a contraction of a little bit below 1% this year to a growth of 4% next year. On the external front, the overall external position will stay healthy. The balance of payments will post a surplus of 3.4 billion US dollars this year, and the current account will remain in surplus at 3.1 billion US dollars this year. Meanwhile, the gross international reserves will reach 104.5 billion, or has reached 104.5 billion as of end November 2020. At this level, the gross international reserves remain more than adequate, as it can cover 11 months' worth of imports of goods and payments of services and primary income. The received doctrine says that 3 months' worth of imports to cover is enough. Ours is 11 months. While the full impact of the pandemic is still unfolding, the good news is that the Philippine banking system is expected to withstand the impact of the pandemic. The financial system is in a strong position to both weather the significant economic effect caused by the COVID-19 pandemic and support the country's economic recovery. The domestic banking system is expected to remain relatively stable in the next 2 years. Majority of the banking sector outlook survey respondents projected that real gross domestic product growth will return to a range of less than 6% to 6.3%. Likewise, 69% of the respondent banks projected a stable Philippine banking system. Further, majority of the respondent banks projected growth between 10% and 15% in their loan portfolio over the next 2 years. Banks also anticipate a more active participation in the money and capital markets in the next 2 years, as growth in financial assets is projected to not exceed 10% by more than half of respondents, and the remaining banks estimated a double-digit growth. A double-digit deposit growth is also expected by most banks. Majority of the respondents expect the non-performing loans to exceed 3% in 2021 and 2022, while the ratio of restructured loans to total loans is estimated to be at a range of more than 3% to more than 5% by almost half of banks. The banks retain their upbeat expectations on returns of 71% of the respondents for the second semester of 2020 forecasted double-digit net income growth for the next 2 years. At the outset of the pandemic, the banking system had significant capital and liquidity buffers built up due to both regulatory requirements and several years of favorable banking conditions. Likewise, the result of our stress test suggests that banks can continue to lend and prosper through a broad range of adverse scenarios. To assess the impact of the pandemic, the BSP rolled out a comprehensive baseline survey in April 2020 and intensified our off-site surveillance of all our supervised financial institutions. The results of this prove useful inputs for our supervision departments. As the financial sector supervisor, the BSP needs to strike a balance between enabling banks to lend to the productive sectors, including the micro, small, and medium enterprises sector, on one hand, and ensuring the promotion of safe and sound practices to contain the risk exposures of the industry on the other hand. This is the rationale for the time-bound nature of the prudential measures introduced by the BSP. This approach provides the BSP with the opportunity to assess whether the relief measures require further calibration given the health of the banking industry. The BSP's relief measures are classified into 5 main objectives. First, extension of financial relief to borrowers. The BSP supervised financial institutions were given regulatory relief to enable them to grant equivalent financial relief to their borrowers, including micro, small, and medium enterprises in the form of more flexible and favorable lending terms. Second, incentivized lending. The BSP's prudential measures aim to promote financing to micro, small, and medium enterprises and enable them to carry on with their business during the COVID-19 pandemic, as well as to hasten recovery and sustainability of their operations during the post-crisis period. Third, promotion of continued access to financial services. Policies were placed to ensure access to formal financing channels by retail clients, including micro, small, and medium enterprises during the crisis. The use of information technology in carrying the financial transaction was highly encouraged during the enhanced community quarantine period. Fourth, support for continued financial services delivery. The BSP granted operational relief measures to assist its supervised financial institutions in focusing their limited resources on the delivery of financial services to financial consumers and support their subsequent recovery efforts. Fifth, support for sufficient level of domestic liquidity and economic activity. Monetary policy measures were also adopted to support domestic liquidity and extend cheaper financing to borrowers, including micro, small, and medium enterprises. Following these strong, time-bound, and timely measures, the crucial questions pertains to how Philippine banks have been holding up through the pandemic. Based on our recent assessment, our key findings suggest that A, core funding remains relatively strong following COVID-19 outbreak. B, bank lending slightly rises. C, loan quality slightly weakens as borrowers experience cash flow interruptions and sustained losses due to the pandemic. We don't, however, see this trend extending in the long run. D, financial assets grow but at a slower rate as banks opted to reduce treasury activities to be liquid. Net income declines as additional provisioning rises. However, this is likely to be offset by lower operating expenses and deferment of capital expenditures and non-essential expenses. And F, liquidity and capital buffers remain intact. The banking system's credit growth continued amidst the pandemic. The banking system's gross total loan portfolio grew year on year by 1.2% to 10.6 trillion pesos as of end October 2020. From the funding side, the banking system's total deposits rose by 9.5% as of end October 2020 to reach 14.4 trillion. There has been a surge in the use of digital platforms during the ongoing community quarantine period that started in mid-March 2020. The greater use of PesoNet is evident with the remarkable rise in the volume and value of payments made through the same from November 2019 to November 2020. Over this 12-month period, payments made through PesoNet more than doubled, with volume surging by 349% year on year and value rising by 133% over the same period. Aside from aiding businesses in mobilizing funds during the pandemic, the PesoNet was also used for social transfers made through the Social Security System's Small Business Wage Subsidy program. This shows that this facility is a viable and efficient means of distributing welfare benefits to indigent citizens. Likewise, since its launch in April 2018, InstaPay exponentially grew, registering over 1.5 million% increase in volume and over 700,000% in value as of November 2020, with the volume rising to 26.3 million from 1,740 transactions and the value growing to 144.4 billion from 19.1 billion pesos. The performance of InstaPay for the pandemic year 2020 has also been impressive, with a year-to-date growth rate of 446% in volume, from 4.8 million to 26.3 million transactions, and 325% in value, from 34 billion to 144.4 billion as of end November 2020. Based on the BSP Lending Rates Survey, quoted annualized bank lending rates of all the 46 universal and commercial banks have been generally declining, particularly the lower limit. This in turn makes loans relative to nominal gross domestic product to rise by October 2020. Based on the baseline survey, the banking system may grow by 3.6% by end December 2020. This expected growth, however, represents the top 20 banks across the universal and commercial banks, thrift banks, and rural and cooperative banks. As the Philippine banking system continues to support our micro, small, and medium enterprises during these difficult times, we expect loans to this sector to rise further. In particular, the banking system's new micro, small, and medium enterprise loans used for compliance with the reserve requirements have averaged 144 billion as of the reserve week of 17 December 2020. Bank loan quality remains satisfactory amid continued loan growth. The non-performing loan ratio was manageable at 3.7% as of end October 2020, although higher than the 2.2% ratio as of end October 2019. Loan loss reserves have been generally increasing since the start of last year, but inched down as of end October 2020, resulting to a lower non-performing loan coverage ratio of 89%. We expect the banking industry to recalibrate provisions as banks continue to reassess the quality of their respective loan portfolios. The year-on-year growth of financial assets, aside from loans, moved from 15.2% in October 2019 to 9.4% in December 2019, and up again to 12% in October 2020 as banks pegged their treasury activities on liquidity positions. Based on the survey, the BSP supervised financial institutions will maintain their strategy as the duration of their investments was reduced to maximize portfolio returns. The top universal and commercial banks did not introduce major changes in the composition of their portfolio as they assess liquidity risk. Exposure are mostly concentrated in highly liquid and investment-grade instruments. As a natural consequence, profitability slides. Banking operations were affected by the COVID-19 pandemic as the net profit of the banking system shrank by 15.8% year-on-year for the semester ended September 2020. We, however, expect that other operating expenses will likely be reduced due to lower business volume, and CapEx and non-essential expenses will be deferred. Based on the BSP Supervised Financial Institution Survey, the full-year target for net interest income, other fees, operating expenses will drop while provisioning will increase. To mitigate the adverse impact of the pandemic on profitability, banks plan to impose cost-cutting measures, for example, deferred capital spending and freeze hiring for non-critical positions, intensify loan collection activities, be stringent in loan monitoring, exercise prudence in loan releases, reduce cost of funds, and boost marketing campaigns for new loans and deposits. The universal and commercial banks also intend to reduce their exposures to vulnerable sectors and to increase ancillary or fee-based business, while thrift banks and rural and cooperative banks want to fast-track digitalization initiatives to reduce operating expenses. Moving on, banks remain well capitalized. The capital adequacy ratio of the universal commercial banks hovers at 15 to 16%, well above the minimum threshold set by the BSP at 10% and the Bank for International Settlements at 8%. Meanwhile, the banking system maintained sufficient buffers to meet liquidity and funding requirements. Moving forward, the BSP will prioritize the following supervisory areas to ensure the soundness, stability, resilience, and inclusivity of the banking system amid the ongoing health crisis. And this slide shows the key supervisory areas that we are looking into: involvement of the board and management, asset quality, liquidity, profitability, capital adequacy, and banking operations. We also support the two major legislations. The Financial Institutions Strategic Transfer Bill is expected to assist the financial system in performing its role of efficiently mobilizing savings and investments for the country's economic recovery by disposing bad loans. This bill has been approved by Congress and is now pending with the Office of the President. The second bill, Government Financial Institutions Unified Initiatives to Distress Enterprises for Economic Recovery, or GUIDE Bill, aims to strengthen the capacity of government financial institutions, Field Guarantee, Land Bank, and Development Bank of the Philippines to provide the needed assistance to micro, small, and medium enterprises and other strategically important companies. We will also continue to push for three major reforms. First, pertains to Islamic banking. With the passage of Republic Act 11439, the BSP is clothed with clear authority to issue broader set of rules and regulations on Islamic banking. Second, the BSP is committed to promote sustainable growth by fostering environmentally responsible and sustainable policies and work practices. Likewise, leading by example is one of the best ways to usher the transition towards the adoption of sustainability principles in their corporate governance, risk management systems, strategic objectives, and operations. These are embedded in the recently issued Sustainable Finance Framework. Several packets of green initiatives have been launched prior to the formalization of the Sustainable Central Banking Program. These include, among others, the participation in the Green Bond Fund launched by the Bank for International Settlements as part of sustainable investing in reserve management. The BSP also implemented the Monetary Board Paper Light Facility that resulted in the significant reduction of paper usage during Monetary Board meetings and installed energy-efficient mechanisms such as solar panels and inverter technology in air conditioning systems. The BSP is a member of the Network for Greening the Financial System, a group of central banks and supervisors organized to enhance the role of the financial sector in managing climate and other environment-related risks, and mobilize capital to support the transition towards a sustainable economy. The Network for Greening the Financial System membership will strengthen BSP's collaboration with counterpart regulators in building awareness and contributing to the effective management and mitigation of the impact of climate and other environment-related risks in the financial sector. Moreover, we have a lot to share with respect to the country's experience in coping with calamities and natural disasters. Late last year's experience with Typhoon Ulysses reminds us of the need to act fast in order to address climate change. Destructive typhoons are becoming the norm, and more destructive ones may come in the future. We have to be critical of our actions and decisions today as they shape the future of this country. Finally, the digital payments transformation roadmap. You may have noticed the big shift towards the use of digital payments, which started during the enhanced community quarantine and is expected to continue under the new economy environment. The BSP has designed a 3-year digital payments transformation roadmap with twin goals by 2023. The first goal is to drive the share of digital payments to at least 50% of total retail transactions by offering faster, more affordable, and secure payment options that provide greater convenience. The second goal is to expand financial inclusion to cover at least 70% of adult Filipinos by onboarding them to the formal financial system through the use of payment or transaction accounts. In closing, allow me to reiterate some key points. The Philippine banking system is in a strong financial condition going into the crisis. It remains resilient amid the pandemic. Supervisory priority areas moving forward include monitoring of asset quality, declining profitability, liquidity, and capital positions. Financial sector reforms will be important in economic recovery, such as Islamic banking, sustainable finance, and digital transformation, as well as the legislations on the financial inclusion, strategic transfer in government financial institutions, unified initiatives to distress enterprises for economic recovery. Lastly, and most importantly, despite the legacy risks and challenges of the current health crisis on the domestic financial system, the Philippine banking system is poised to remain stable, sound, resilient, and inclusive in years to come. Thank you very much, and we wish the FINEX more success in your undertakings.
You're on mute, Edwin.
Thank you very much, Governor Ben, for that informative and erudite speech. And thank you very much for keeping the ship solid and steady. May we ask you to stand by while we call on the incoming directors and officers of FINEX so that they can be inducted. The first one is our incoming president, Attorney Francisco Lim, senior partner of Angara Abello, Concepcion Regala and Cruz Law Offices. Our incoming Executive Vice President and Corporate Secretary is Attorney Unimarie Mata Perez, Managing Partner of Mata Perez, Tamayo, and Francisco, attorneys at law. The third is the Vice President for Internal Affairs, Michael Arcatomi H. Guarin, who is a partner, deal advisory of KPMG, RG Manabat and Company. Then we have the Vice President for External Affairs. We have the Vice President for External Affairs, Augusto D. Bengson, who's the CFO and Chief Compliance Officer and Treasurer of Ayala Land. Then the Vice President for Capital Market Development, Consuelo Sondi Garcia, Senior Consultant, Challenges and Growth Markets of ING Asia, ING Bank, NV Manila Branch. Then the Vice President for Good Governance, Senen Bing Matoto, who is a capital market consultant. Then the Vice President for Professional Development, Mr. Omar Cruz, former National Treasurer, who is now the chairman of a food company, Cruz Fabs Food Corporation. Barato naman dyan, Omar. And then our treasurer, our incoming treasurer is Wilson P. Tan, the chairman and country managing partner of SGV and Company. Then we have our director, Hilaria E. Concepcion, who is the vice president and chief advisory officer and FinPro head of Marsh Philippines, risk advisors and insurance brokers. And then our director, Edith D. Chow. Another director, my friend Domingo, independent director, Alliance Select Foods International. And then our academician, Director Ronald Luis S. Goseco, the chairman of the Guagua National Colleges. And then Director Arlene May S. Guevara, who is the Chief Investment Officer of Film Life. And then Director Florencia G. Tariela, the chairman of Philippine National Bank. And finally, Director Stephanie A. Zulueta, finance head of the PDS Group of Companies. Okay, call on, are you ready now, Governor? Are you ready to induct the FINEX officers and directors?
Please raise your right hand.
All right, raise your right hands, directors.
I state your name.
Ronald Goseco.
Having been elected
Dari
as
Concepcion.
your position
Having been elected
Member
and treasurer
of the Financial Executives Institute of the Philippines,
of the
Financial
Financial
Institute
Institute of the
Philippines,
do hereby solemnly swear
do
hereby solemnly swear
that I will faithfully discharge to the best of my ability
that I will
will
faithfully
discharge to the best of my ability
my duties and responsibilities
my
my
duties and
duties and responsibilities
in the pursuit of its goals and objectives,
to the pursuit of its goals and objectives,
that I will protect and uphold its Constitution and bylaws,
that I
I will protect
and
and uphold its Constitution and bylaws.
that I will abide by its code of ethics,
I will abide by its code of ethics.
that I will observe the highest professional, moral, and ethical standards,
That I will observe the highest professional, moral, and ethical standards.
and that I voluntarily impose this obligation upon myself
And that I voluntarily impose this obligation upon myself
without mental reservation
without mental
reservation
or purpose of evasion.
or
purpose
evasion.
of evasion.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, everyone.
Congratulations to the incoming
Thank you.
directors and officers of FINEX.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I am reminded of June 6, 1944, of one of the troops on board the transport ships heading off to an uncertain future, but I'm sure you guys will be equal to the task. Godspeed.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Edwin, thank you, Bob.
Thank you, Past President Edwin.
Thank you too
And
for your
go.
service. But go ahead, get to work. Okay, the next part of our program, Governor Ben, again, please stand by so that you will now induct the 2021 FINEX Foundation Board of Trustees, who are as follows. The chairman of the 2021 Board of Trustees Foundation is Chairman Jose Jerome Jeng Pascual III, who is a special advisor of Pilipinas Shell Petroleum Corporation. The vice chairman is Attorney Francisco Ed Lim, senior partner of ACRA. The treasurer of the foundation is Eugene Acevedo, who is president and CEO of RCBC. The corporate secretary is my friend and confidant, Attorney Benedicta Dick Dubaladad, founder and CEO of BDB Law. The corporate auditor is Victor Y. Lim Jr., president of Banco Mexico. Arriba, arriba. Okay, and the trustees are Ador Abruhena, Romeo Bernardo, managing director of Lazaro Bernardo Q and Associates. Trustees Santiago Tunao Jr., Secretary General of Credit Rating Agencies Asia. And another friend and confidant of mine, Conchita Chit Manabat, President of the Development Center for Finance. Another trustee is Sherisa Baby Nuesa, Director and President of ALFM Mutual Funds Group. And then we have another trustee, Antonio Ramon Tony Boy Ongsiaco, President and CEO of PowerNet Systems. And then another trustee, Mono Pulencia, and Benito Benny Soliven III, Managing Partner of BV Partners, Inc. Another trustee, Attorney Ebot V. Tan, Off-Counsel of ACRA Law. And finally, Jimmy Ismael, President and CEO of Ortigas Land, Inc. Wow, this is a high-powered group. Well, now I invite you to raise your right hand and please be inducted by Governor Ben Jokno.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, raise your right hand. I state your name.
I, Sebio Vitan,
Ben Sullivan,
Having been elected as state your position
being elected as trustee
of FINEX Foundation,
FINEX
Research and Development Foundation,
do hereby solemnly swear
hereby solemnly swear
that I will faithfully discharge to the best of my ability
that I will faithfully discharge to the best of my ability
my duties and responsibilities
my duties and responsibilities
in the pursuit of its goals and objectives,
in the pursuit of its goals and objectives,
that I will protect and uphold its Constitution and bylaws,
that I will protect and uphold its Constitution and bylaws,
that I will abide by its code of ethics,
that I will abide by its code of ethics,
that I will observe the highest professional, moral, and ethical standards,
that
I will observe
the
professional, moral, and ethical
ethical
standards,
standards,
and that I voluntarily impose this obligation upon myself
that I voluntarily impose
this obligation upon myself
without mental reservation
without mental
reservation
or purpose of evasion.
or purpose of evasion.
So help me God.
So help me
God.
God.
Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you, Governor.
Thank you very much, Governor Ben.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. My God.
Congratulations to the FINEX Foundation Board of Trustees. Now we come to that part for the of the introduction of the FINEX Academy Board of Trustees. The FINEX Academy Board of Trustees is composed of its chairman, Attorney Ebot Tan of Council of Accra Law, Vice Chairman Jose Jerome Jeng Pascual III, Special Advisor of the Pilipinas Shell Petroleum Corporation. Treasurer is Ador Abrojena. The Assistant Treasurer is Ronald Goseco of Guagua National Colleges. The Corporate Secretary of the Academy is Francisco Edlim, Senior Partner of Accra. A trustee is Benedicta Dick Dubaladad, Founder and CEO of BDB Law. And then a trustee, Marivic Espano, Chairman and CEO of PNA Grant Thornton. Chuchi Fonasier, Deputy Governor, Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. Consuelo Sonli Garcia, Senior Consultant, Challengers and Growth Markets, ING Asia, ING Bank NV Manila Branch. Another trustee is Domingo Go, Independent Auditor, Alliance Select Foods International. Trustee Emmanuel Leico, the President of Pamantasan ng Luzon, Manila. Another trustee, Ramon Opulencia. And, my friend, Alfredo E. Pascual, former president of the University of the Philippines. And Wilson Tan, chairman and country managing partner of SGV and Company. And finally, another trustee, Jimmy E. Ismael, president and CEO of Ortigas Land. Now, this is a very high-powered group, and I hope you guys get, as you know, FINEX Academy has sort of been like diesel starting, a little bit slow to start, and I hope you'll be roaring and ready for 2021. Please raise your right hand and prepare to be inducted by none other than the BSP Governor, Governor Ben Jokno. Please.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, raise your right hands. I state your name.
I, Noel Leico, for the third,
Having been elected as state your position,
having been elected as first chairman of
FINEX Academy Incorporated,
The FINEX Academy
do hereby solemnly swear
do hereby solemnly swear
that I will faithfully discharge
that I will faithfully discharge
to the best of my ability
to the best of my ability
my duties and responsibilities,
my duties and responsibilities
in the pursuit of its goals and objectives,
in the pursuit of its goals and objectives,
that I will protect and uphold its Constitution and bylaws,
that I will uphold its Constitution and bylaws,
that I will abide by its code of ethics,
that I will abide by its code of ethics,
that I will observe the highest professional, moral, and ethical standards,
that I will observe the highest moral and ethical standards,
and that I voluntarily impose this obligation upon myself
and that I voluntarily impose this obligation upon myself
without mental reservation
without mental reservation
or purpose of evasion.
or purpose of evasion.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations, FINEX Academy officers and Board of Trustees. Thank you very much for your service. And I hope that you will get things really moving at the FINEX Academy. Good luck to all of you. And Governor Ben, we haven't forgotten you. Thank you very much for inducting all of
You're
our
welcome, and
officers.
congratulations. More power to you.
And to you too, Governor. Thank you very much for being our guest speaker today and for that wonderful speech. As I said, keep the ship solid and steady. Thank you.
All right, I will. Bye.
Bye, Governor. Thank you very much again. All right. Now we come to the acceptance speech of our incoming president, Attorney Francis Edlin. Francis, okay, you are going to go into an uncertain and difficult operating environment. Good luck to you. Go for it.
Thank you very much, Edwin. The Honorable Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas Governor Ben Diokno, friends from the government, the diplomatic community, the academe, other business organizations, and the media, FINEX Foundation Chairman Jeng Pascual, FINEX Academy Chairman Evo Tan, FINEX past presidents, CFOs of the year, the 2020 and 2021 board members of the Institute, Foundation, and the Academy, fellow members of FINEX, guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon to all of you. I am honored and humbled by your trust and confidence for choosing me as the 49th president of our prestigious institution. I accept the role with my eyes wide open to the inherent challenges of leading our organization during this difficult period of our country's history. I am particularly honored for being inducted into office on the occasion of the 53rd anniversary of our organization. Happy anniversary to all of us. On behalf of the 2021 FINEX Board of Directors and of the general membership, I would like to express my sincerest gratitude and congratulations to Jeng Pascual for ably leading FINEX in 2020 amidst the waves of uncertainty brought about by the COVID-19 pandemic. Jeng, your record of achievement speaks for itself. Truly, your accomplishments are a hard act to follow, and we in the 2021 board commit to build on your achievements. As you have said, we will aim for the stars even amidst the pandemic. May I request that we all give President Jeng and his administration a warm round of applause. 2020 was a life-changing year. The COVID-19 continues to test the mettle of human beings on so many levels: physically, emotionally, financially, psychologically, socially. Governments the world over have had to grapple with not only containing this deadly disease, but balancing the life and livelihood of their people as well. To say that our normal way of life has been disrupted is an understatement. Casual activities like going to the supermarket, grabbing a bite to eat, hugging friends and family, and shaking hands with colleagues, activities we never gave a second thought about, are now approached with extreme caution or avoidance if possible. The pandemic has, without any iota of doubt, brought devastating effect on the global economy. It has resulted to the largest global economic recession since the Great Depression of the 1930s. The year 2020 was particularly hard on our beloved country. Our resilience as a people was tested to the limit. Aside from the COVID-19 pandemic, as Jeng has earlier said, our country also experienced the worst natural disasters last year, from the eruption of Taal volcano in January to the earthquakes in Mindanao and Masbate, and to the onslaught of typhoons Rolly and Ulysses towards the end of the year. On top of them all, various issues on politics and healthcare battered our country. In the latest ADB report released last December, the Philippine economy is seen shrinking by 8.5% in 2020, a steeper contraction from the 7.3% as earlier projected, which was attributed to the country's stringent COVID-19 containment measures. Clearly, my friends and fellow members in FINEX, we have our work cut out for us in 2021. But we Filipinos will not bow down to any adversity. We thank President Rodrigo Duterte and the legislative branch of our government for the passage of the Bayanihan to Heal as One Act and the Bayanihan to Recover as One Act, Bayanihan 1 and 2, as they are popularly known, that have helped the country weather this unprecedented crisis. We take special note of the enactment into law of the 2021 General Appropriations Act and the Financial Institution Strategic Act. The Corporate Recovery and Tax Incentive Acts for Enterprises, or CREATE, was also approved by the Senate. We fervently hope that Congress will soon approve this bill into law, as together with the other laws, they will help boost our country's efforts to recover from the pandemic. We thank the BSP under the leadership of Governor Ben for its monetary support and other initiatives to keep the economy going and help it recover from the pandemic. Indeed, there are reasons to be cautiously optimistic. Against this backdrop, your 2021 Board of Directors approved our theme for the year, Transcending the New Frontier, Leading Beyond Recovery. Transcending the New Frontier. We have to rise above or go beyond the punishing effects of the pandemic and look forward with optimism to the future. For all its faults, the COVID-19 pandemic has been the catalyst that drew companies and government to go digital, a sure thing that would have happened anyway, given the technological changes that had been happening around us long before the pandemic. In a big way, this pandemic has given us a clear insight of what we needed to do for our businesses to survive and compete in this day and age, and the decades ahead of us. FINEX, as the organization of top financial professionals in the country, must support this digital transformation to ensure that we are attuned to the times and to the years to come, leading beyond recovery. It is without question that we must recover from the devastation brought about by the pandemic. We owe it to our children and our children's children. As finance executives, we must not only look for short-term solutions, but we must develop our long-term strategies to ensure sustainability. We must lead in the area of finance to help ensure the survival of our economy. We will take advantage of the wisdom of our life members, honed by years of experience in helping organizations lead beyond recovery. This year, in response to the clamor of our members to be more relevant, we will enhance the prominence of our organization on the national and international front. There are legislative initiatives such as the CREATE, PIFITA, CISL, and pension reform bills that are in the legislative bill. There is a move to amend the Constitution in the midst of this crisis. Your organization shall be a frontliner on these issues. Rest assured that we will endeavor to be prominently proactive and make your organization a force to reckon with in terms of influencing and shaping national policies, especially as they affect the national economy. To start with, I'm pleased to inform you that your organization has been able to rally more than 50 private sector organizations into supporting the immediate passage of the CREATE bill, which seeks to lower corporate income tax rates and is one of the pillars of the National Recovery Plan of the government. You will learn about this initiative from media today. We shall also have the annual survey of CEO and mentoring program. As the premier finance organization in the Philippines, we will embark on an annual CFO survey. We have to get the pulse and insights of our CFOs and other finance officers to guide us in our programs and advocacies. This will make our organization more responsive to the needs of our members and meaningful contributor to the growth of our national economy. As part of our succession planning and to help ensure the future of our organization, it is important that as early as now, we hone the future of our organization and our community. Towards this end, we have created a Young Financial Officers Committee to cater to the needs of our younger members, and we will work on developing a CFO mentoring program. Another project is savings and investment. The pandemic has taught us the significance of savings and investment. With the implementation of different levels of community quarantines, a lot of our countrymen lost their businesses, their livelihood. Unfortunately, many of our people don't have enough savings, or worse, no investments at all to help them sustain their day-to-day lives. This year, we shall start pushing for the inclusion of savings and investment as a mandatory standalone subject for all our college students, regardless of what course they want to major in. As FINEX, it is important that we build a culture, that we help build a culture of savings and investment among our people. And what a better way to start this, but to have this course as a subject for our students. We hope to get the support of the BSP on this initiative. And towards its end, we will also continue to support Junior FINEX to get the schools on the same page with us on our youth initiative. To promote gender equality, we shall come up with conferences and programs that will espouse women leadership in the financial community. The ability of our women members to make significant contribution to society cannot be underestimated. We have to harness women power within FINEX to help bring about meaningful change in our country, especially in the area of finance. We will leave no stone unturned to beef up our organization's financial resources. We shall undertake more revenue-generating projects. The pandemic has given a rise to a myriad of finance-related issues and has thus provided FINEX a platform to leverage on the expertise of its members. We must take full advantage of our in-house talents and organize seminars on finance and economic-related topics that will generate revenues for FINEX. The pandemic is not an excuse given the technology available to us. We just have to think out of the box. I challenge our committees to treat themselves as revenue rather than cost centers. Along this revenue-generating initiative, we will endeavor to secure an income tax exemption with the help of our very own Dick Du Baladan. Relatedly, we will also retool and develop our secretariat as they provide us with the necessary support in furtherance of our objectives. I would like to thank all of you for being here, though virtually, to witness this ceremony and celebrate our 53rd anniversary. I enjoin all of you, my fellow FINEX members, to actively support our activities and advocacies, and those of the FINEX Foundation and the FINEX Academy for the betterment of our organization, the business and financial community, and our great country. Lastly, I would like to thank my immediate family and my colleagues in Accra Law for their endearing support or understanding and faith. 2020 will test our mettle as an organization. Let's show to the world what stuff we are truly made of. As we celebrate our 53rd anniversary, we in FINEX should go back to our own value of bayanihan. We must work together as one. Together, we can rise stronger and better. Maraming salamat po. Mabuhay ang FINEX, mabuhay ang Pilipinas.
Mr. Edwin, you're on mute.
You're on mute, Edwin.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Francis, for that speech. I wish you Godspeed. It's going to be a tough 2021, but I'm sure that you and all of the men and women who will be serving for the committees and all that are going to be equal to the task. And now we come to that part, which is a bit tedious, but it's important. Having been a past president, I know that it's the committee, men and women who serve here, that really drive FINEX engines. So I will now be happy to introduce to you the 2021 committee chairpersons, co-chairs, and vice chairs. First, we have Carlos Rial Caloy Cervantes, who will be the chairman of the Affiliates Committee, and Leonardo Quaresma Jr., who will be the vice chair of the Affiliates Committee. Next is Maria Alicia San Juan, chairman of Arts and Culture. Next is Fatima Agbayani, chairperson of Audit. Next is Leonardo Quaresma, vice chair of Audit. Next is Marites Ravalo, chairman of the Capital Markets Development. And my friend Marilu Cristobal, vice chair of Capital Markets Development. And then my favorite Michael Jackson guy, Enrique Victor Pampolina, who will be the chairman of the CFO of the Year Award. Good luck, Jeff. Good luck, Jet. Next is Nanette De Jesus, Subcom Chair, Events, CFO of the Year Award. And then we have Edith D. Chow, Subcom Chair, Media Relations, CFO of the Year Award. And then we have Jeng Pascual, Chairman of the ELECOM, and Fred Parungaw, reassuming the chairmanship of Ethics Committee. Then Ronald Ned Goseco, Subcom Chair, increasing the impact of Ethics Book, Ethics Committee. And then an old friend, Dennis Decena, Subcom Chair, Integrity Reporting, Ethics Committee. Oh boy, there are a lot of people from ethics. Baby Nuesa, Subcom Chair, FINEX Code of Ethics and Professional Business Conduct, Awareness, Ethics. And then Adora Brohena, Chairman of Finance. Griselda Santos, Chairperson of Financial Inclusion. Joey Camus, Co-Chair of Financial Inclusion. Albert Gamboa, Co-Chair, FINEX Week. Just a minute. Brian Edang, Co-Chair, FINEX Week. Goody Hernandez Jr., Subcom Co-Chair, Technical Sessions, FINEX Week. Raul Villegas, Subcom Co-Chair, Technical Sessions, FINEX Week. Teodoro Del Mundo, Subcom Co-Chair, Technical Sessions, FINEX Week. Frank Isaac, Subcom Chair, Ways and Means, FINEX Week. Blanca Mercado, Subcom Chair, Media, FINEX Week. Jet Pampolina, Subcom Chair, FINEX Night, FINEX Week. And then we have Rodrigo Franco, Chairman of Good Governance. Reynaldo Lugto Jr., Chairman, Information and Communications Technology, Godspeed. Okay. Mark Goristeta, Vice Chair, Information and Communications Technology. Adora Brohena, I didn't know you were Adrian Angelo. Adora Brohena, Subcom Chair, FINEX Digital Roadmap Information and Communication Technology. Ed Francisco, Chairman, International Relations. Very appropriate. Wilma Miranda, Chairman, Media Affairs. Mark Goriseta, Subcom Chair, Website, Media Affairs. Joseph Albert A. Gamboa, Subcom Chair, Columns, Focus, and Digest Media Affair. Blanca Mercado, Subcom Chair, Directory Media Affairs. Ray Lugto, Subcom Chair, Broadcast Media Affairs. Benny Sullivan, Subcom Chair, Special Events Media Affairs. Santi Dumlao, Subcom Chair, Special Projects Media Affairs. Caloy Cervantes, Chairman, Membership. Boy. Jose Luis Gomez, Subcom Chair, Acceptance, Membership. Alvin Is this Jelly or Heli? Subcom Chair, Recruitment and Retention, Membership, Roberto Rivi Vergara. Subcom Chair, Orientation, Membership, Jennifer Yap, Subcom Chair, Fellowship, Membership. And my old boss, Archit Bartolome III, Subcom Chair, Life Members, Membership. And we have Governor Amando Saitetanco Jr., Chairman of National Affairs, Risa Mantaring, Vice Chair, National Affairs, Cecilio San Pedro, Co-Chair, Professional Development, Edith Estacio, Co-Chair, Professional Development, Nenette De Jesus, Chairperson, Programs and Meetings, Tony Boyong Siaco, Vice Chairman, Programs and Meetings, Eddie Yap, Chairman, Special Projects. Godspeed, Eddie. Dennis Dicena, Vice Chair, Special Projects. David De La Cruz, Chairman, Sports and Wellness. Dick Dubaladad, Chairman of Tax and Legal. Eddie Yap, Chairman, Ways and Means. Dennis Dicena, Vice Chair, Ways and Means. Terry Magleo, Chair, Women in Finance. Griselda Santos, Co-Chair, Women in Finance. Nikki Tang, Co-Vice Chair, Women in Finance. Mildred Vitangcol, Co-Vice Chair, Women in Finance. Reynaldo P. Abilo, Chairman, Young Finance Officers. Romeo De Jesus, Chairman, Business Education. Chito Oreta, Chairman, Environment. Mildred Vitangcol, Chairman, Junior FINEX. Mary Jade Divina Gracia, Chair, ICFC, Chairman of the Board of Judges. Junior FINEX. Ed Francisco, Chairman of Research. Menchu Serena, Chairperson, Social Involvement. And finally, Normita Villaruz, Vice Chair, Social Development. Those are the men and women who will be leading and who will be the engine of FINEX in 2021. May I call on our newly inducted Vice President of FINEX, Attorney Francis Lim, to induct these men and women to head the committees. Francis.
Thank you, Edwin. Okay, please raise your right hand. I state your name.
I,
I,
Edwin
Jerome
Fiscal,
Fiscal III,
Having been appointed as, state your position,
having been
being appointed as
chair
Subcom Chair
for 3 hours, CFO of the year,
of the Financial Executives Institute of the Philippines, or FINEX,
of Financial Executives Institute of the Philippines,
or FINEX,
do hereby solemnly swear that I will faithfully discharge
that I will
faithfully
faithfully
discharge
discharge
to the best of my ability
to the best of my ability
my duties and responsibilities
my duties and responsibilities
in the pursuit of its goals and objectives,
in the pursuit of its goals and objectives,
that I will protect and uphold its constitution and bylaws,
that I will
That I will
protect
uphold
and
and protect
uphold
the
its
Constitution
constitution
and
and bylaws,
that I will abide by its code of ethics,
that I will abide by its code of ethics,
that I will observe the highest professional, moral, and ethical standards,
that I will observe the highest moral and ethical
standard,
standard,
and that I voluntarily impose this obligation upon myself
and that I voluntarily
impose this obligation
on myself
without mental reservation or purpose of evasion.
without
without mental
reservation or
reservation
purpose
or
of evasion.
evasion.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Thank you very much, and I look forward to your support.
Congratulations. Congratulations, chairman and vice chairs of FINEX. You are the guys that are actually running FINEX. All right, congratulations to the men and women who who are chair and co-chair of the committees. Good luck to you. It's a challenging 2021, and we are all looking forward to 2021 while you are at the helm of the committees, because we know that that is actually what makes FINEX tick. Good luck and
Agree.
Godspeed.
Thank
Now,
you.
I inadvertently introduced the foundation committee chairpersons, because this Zoom thing is a new thing to me. But then I now introduce to you the chairman and the committee chairpersons of the FINEX Foundation for 2021. And these are Romeo De Jesus, Chairman, Business Ed; Chito Oreta, Chairman, Environment; Mildred Vitangcol, Chairperson, FINEX. Good luck. Good luck, Mildred. Mary Jade Divina Gracia. Oh, you accepted. The ICFC Board of Judges. Jade Divina Gracia. Ed Francisco, Chairman of Research. Menchu Serenia, Chairperson, Social Involvement. Normita Villaruz, Vice Chair, Social Involvement. All right. I now call on Jeng Pascual to administer their oath of office as chair and vice chair. Jeng.
Thank you very much, Edwin. May I request all the chairpersons and vice chairs to please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Mildred Vitangcol,
Having been elected as state your position
have been elected as the chairman of the FINEX
of the FINEX Research and Development Foundation Incorporated. Do hereby solemnly swear
do hereby solemnly swear
that I will faithfully discharge to the best of my ability
that I will faithfully discharge to the best of my ability
my duties and responsibilities
my duties and responsibilities
in the pursuit of its goals and objectives.
in its pursuit to its goals and objectives.
That I will protect and uphold its constitution and bylaws.
That I will protect and uphold the constitutions and bylaws.
That I will abide by its code of ethics.
I will abide by its code of ethics.
That I will observe the highest professional, moral, and ethical standards.
That I will observe the highest professional, moral, and ethical standards.
And that I voluntarily impose this obligation upon myself.
That I will voluntarily impose this obligation upon myself.
Without mental reservation or purpose of evasion.
Without mental reservation and purpose of evasion.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations to all the new chairpersons and vice chairs of the FINEX Foundation committees.
Very good. Congratulations, the chairs and co-chairs and vice chairs of the foundation committees. Well, especially my beloved ICFC FINEX. Good luck to you, Mildred and Jade. Congratulations to you all, and keep the ship moving forward. Thank you. Congratulations. We have one final induction of a committee chair of the FINEX Academy. I call on my friend and fellow X-Man, Malu Cristobal, who has accepted the chairmanship of the Capital Market Professionals Program Committee. Malu, and I call on Attorney Ebot Tan to administer the oath of office to Malu as chairman.
Thank you, Edwin.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, Malu, Can you please raise your right hand and repeat after me? I, Balu, are you there?
Cristobal, yeah.
Okay, can you please
Yes.
raise your right hand and repeat after
My
me?
internet's
I,
bad. Okay.
I,
Balu
please
Cristobal,
state your name. Having been appointed,
Balu Cristobal, having been appointed
having, as please state your position, the chair of the Capital Markets Development Committee. Balu? I think Balu is frozen. Balu?
Yeah, I think she's having technical problems.
Yeah.
Malu, can we
There
do
you
that
are.
all over again? Malu, are you better now? Is your signal better now?
I've been having problems with my connectivity. Sorry about that.
Evot, would you like to do it all over again?
Okay.
I think we were halfway.
Yes, let's
Okay.
rewind and
Sorry.
start.
Okay.
No, we just started. So let's do the
All right,
from the top.
okay. I, Malu Cristobal,
Having been appointed,
having been appointed as chair
please
of
state
the
your position.
as chair of the Capital Markets Professional Program
Of the FINEX Academy Inc. Of the FINEX Academy
of the
Inc.
FINEX Academy of the Philippines,
Do hereby solemnly swear
do hereby solemnly swear
that I will faithfully discharge
Uh-oh.
that I will faithfully discharge
to the best of my ability
to the best of my ability,
my duties and
to the
responsibilities
best of my ability, my duties and responsibilities
in the pursuit of its goals and objectives.
in the pursuit
That I will protect and uphold its constitution and bylaws. Balu? Balu, are you there?
Yes, I am, but I'm having problems, so
Okay.
I guess
Okay,
we're
so
good.
Okay, I will we end. I will protect and uphold its constitution bylaws.
I will protect and uphold the Constitution and bylaws,
That I will abide by its code of ethics.
and I'll abide by its code of ethics.
That I will observe the highest professional, moral, and ethical standards.
That I will observe the highest moral, professional, and ethical standards.
And that I voluntarily impose this obligation upon myself.
That I voluntarily impose its obligation upon myself.
Without mental reservation or purpose of evasion.
Without mental reservation and purpose of evasion.
So help me God.
So help me God. I am so sorry about my connectivity.
Congratulations, Malu. Thank you for accepting the position.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Malu.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
You did it. And now you vanished again. Okay, we have inducted the last committee chairman of the FINEX and its affiliated organizations. And now it is time to close this induction ceremony, our 53rd induction, and our first virtual president. I call now on Francis Lim, our virtual president, to adjourn this meeting.
Do I hear any motion to adjourn, Edwin?
Move to adjourn, Mr. President.
We leave that to you, Mr. President.
I second, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, hearing no objection, the 53rd meeting of the Institute is hereby adjourned. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for your
Hi,
participation.
Thank you,
everyone.
everyone.
Congratulations.
Happy anniversary again.
Thank you, everyone.
Congratulations, everybody. Congratulations.
Congratulations to all.
Congratulations,
Thank
everyone.
you, thank
Oy,
you.
Francis,
Congratulations,
hindi mo
everybody.
na-acknowledge si
Congratulations.
Vicky, ah. Lagot ka.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
Francis, congratulations. I'm here.
Congratulations, thank you.
Thank you, baby, thank you.
More power, Francis. Congrats.
More power,
Nice.
Francis.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Hirap ng
Congrats,
record mo.
Francis. Good luck. Congrats, Francis.
Congrats.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Okay. Thank you, Edwin. Thank you very much.